However, we want to have options and variety when playing arpeggios. And Grant Green came up with a very simple variation of the major seventh arpeggio that's super effective and a consistent part of his vocabulary. So one key element of this phrase is that we're starting on the upbeat. This helps emphasize that major seventh and major third on downbeats, which we generally want. So this idea is so simple. We start on the root, but on an upbeat. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. So on beats 2 and beats 3, we get that major seventh and third. And we end on the upbeat, so it drives it forward. Grant also uses this idea to help continue his line after he plays a ninth arpeggio, like in this example on B flat major 7. 3, 4. So over this B flat major 7, we're playing D minor 7 or a ninth arpeggio without the root, right? So start on the root, on the upbeat, down to the major 7th, back up, continue your arpeggio. And you can get a nice long major 7th idea with just 2 different arpeggios. Ninth arpeggio, grand variation on a major 7th arpeggio. Let's take a look now at Grant's approach to using chromaticism, and it's so similar to the way George Benson thinks of chromaticism that I'm convinced he was influenced by it. 3, 4, 1, 2. The first thing I want to bring your attention to is that we start on the downbeat for this phrase, and it starts with a triplet. Now, looking at the notes, we see he goes from the 5th to the flat 7 of C7. And also what's interesting here is on the way back from that flat 9, he uses that same chromaticism from the flat 7 down to the 5th. In this case, he hits E because he's thinking of that chord as a C7, even though it's a minor 7 flat 5. In a different part of that same solo, he plays a similar phrase. However, because the chord goes to F minor next, he has to change the ending to get to a chord tone of F minor. Let's look at one more example where he plays over G7, again, from that same solo. This is why I get so frustrated when I see teachers telling or implying that practicing scales is the way to improvisation. It's just not true. Grant isn't playing any scale here. It's a musical idea with a specific rhythm, starting point, and phrasing that he executes all as one thought. There is no thinking of a scale that happens when masters improvise.